Hey guys, it's me, Iron Man. I just got back from the doctor's office and kind of got some bad news. So here's how it goes. I was on my way there to the doctor's office. First I took my 2-hour bath in hand sanitizer, let that soak for a bit. Climbed into my little hamster wheel, and so I rolled on down to the doctor's office. And so, it was just a typical check in like, hey, how are things? How's your health? So they did a few tests, and so the doctor came back and he was like, dude, Tony, how much soda are you drinking? Like, even your blood's carbonated. And so, like a normal person, I brought like the cups I usually drink out of. So, like, I got a bit of an ego, so I got this one. I'm like, I typically drink one of these a day. And he's like, you gotta be kidding me, right? That's way too much, Tony. Holy moly, no wonder your blood's carbonated. You need to be drinking something more like, I don't know, something like this. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess you know better than I do. So I'm gonna try and figure out by what percentage the doctor is cutting my soda intake, because I kind of want to know that, because it's really starting to get to me. I'm starting to get withdrawal symptoms. Anyways, this guy here, I measured. He's got a diameter of 5 inches across, and it's 8 inches high. I did measure that, so, you know. And then this is what my doctor recommended. I'm just putting water in it because why not? And so you can clearly see that this is smaller than this one, right? It fits in here. Anyways, so you can take a look here, and you'll notice that I also measured the smaller cup, and you got 3 inches diameter on the top there, and then 6 inches there. So I want to know how much volume I'm getting cut back as a percent. So to do that, we need to find what percent of the big cup's volume is the small cup's volume. So how do we calculate volume for the bigger one, the one that has my face on it? Well, let's see. The volume for any cylinder is going to be pi r squared, yes. And then I need to multiply it by what? That's right, good, the height. So we have the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times height for a cylinder. Now I have two cylinders here, so I can find the volume for either one of those. Let's start with the big one. Let's do big V. Okay, so pi is going to be what? 3.14. I'll write that at the top. That's what I'm going to use. 3.14, and of course it goes on forever, but we'll just stop there. Times the radius. What is my radius for the big cup? 5? Wrong. 5 is the diameter. How do I know? Well, it's kind of written across in the center, and the whole line is drawn through. So that is actually giving me the diameter, but I want the radius. So I'm going to cut that 5 in half. Ooh, what is half of 5? 2.5, right? 2.5? Okay. So times 2.5, and then we're going to square it. That means it's kind of like we're multiplying by 2.5 twice. And then I need to multiply by the height. In this case, it's 8 inches. So I'm going to multiply that by 8. Okay, so where did I put the calculator? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's in my pocket. This is one of my low-tech suits, but, Anyways, so we got 3.14 times 2.5 squared. So I'm just going to do times 2.5 times another 2.5, and then times 8. And we get, wow, a nice round 157. Okay, equals 157 what? Well, our measurements were in inches. And because we are talking about volume, it's inches cubed. Good. Okay. So, now for the small one, let's calculate that one. Small v for small volume. Same formula, different measurements. Pi times. Okay, now I drew it over here. It was 3 inches on top, but notice that's the diameter, right? So we want to cut that in half. Half of 3 is 1.5. 1.5 squared times, what's my other height? 6? Okay, times 6. Okay, and then we multiply that all together. It should be smaller, right? It's a smaller volume. 3.14 times 1.5 times 1.5 again, because it's squared, times 6. I get 42.39 inches cubed. Okay, so I need to figure out what percent of the big cup's volume is the smaller cup's volume. How do we calculate that? Kind of like when you get a score back on a test. It's the smaller number. Well, in this case, it's a smaller number. It's not always a smaller number. But we're going to divide them. We're going to take the smaller number, 42.39 inches cubed, divided by 157 inches cubed. And what do we get there? It looks to be like maybe around 40%. Let's see, 42.39 divided by 157 is, whoa. Hold on, let me double check that. That doesn't seem right. 42.39 divided by 157 equals, oh, I was way off. I was thinking 40%, but I don't know what I was thinking. It's a nice 0.27. So what is that as a percent? That's right, you just moved the decimal place 2 spots over to convert from a decimal to a percent, which gets me 27%. Okay, but my original question was, by what percent did my doctor cut back my soda intake? Well, originally it was the entire cup, which is what we're basing this percent off of, which would be, let's do it up here, which would be an original 100%. If I'm now drinking 27% of what I used to drink, and I'm cutting back, which means I'm taking away a percent, how much of a percent did my soda intake get cut by? Well, 100 minus blank equals 27. One way you could do it is just flip-flop it. What's 100% minus 27? Should get 73%. So that is our answer. My soda intake was cut by 73%. All right. I'll put up some more examples for other percent volume, but until then, I gotta go find Steve Rogers. We're supposed to meet up and I don't know, save the world or something. Anyways, later.